fastest show in sports.
Los Angeles Rams receiver Puka Nacua is apparently a good guy. When you talk to everybody, they'll tell you that he's a very good teammate. He was good in school. He's good in the NFL. And hell, you can't take away his talent. Look what he did on Thursday night against the Seattle Seahawks. Great numbers. But in the same breath, Puka suffers from what many of us do every single day. We become momentarily stupid. And that's exactly what he did. But a lot of this stupidity walks down to this live streaming incident and why he would get involved in the first place. But there's something deeper here. This is about the idiocy that trades on sports, trades on celebrities, just to do things to get clicks. First of all, go to Nacua, who goes on the live stream of this guy, Ari Ross. Now, apparently, he's got some level of fame across live streaming, and he has tens of thousands of people who subscribe to his YouTube videos, which doesn't make you good and doesn't make you popular. It just means that what you're doing is you're feeding an idiocy somewhere along the line. Look, there are people who do this for a living, like myself, like Dan Patrick, like Mike Florio, like so many others who do this, Colin Cowherd. We do this because we've been in the business for a long time. We know the sports. We know the issues. We discuss them. And we don't do stupid things. And then you have the social media, the guys like Jake Paul, and then the guys like Ari Ross, and his live stream where Puka came on and basically blew himself up, cost himself some money, and probably cost himself some sponsorship money as well. But here's the thing. Why did he go on this live stream? We don't know. We don't even know how he knows this guy, Ross. But he decides to go on it, makes a bad error in judgment, and goes onto a live stream that is just there for idiots. I mean, let's face it, this goes back to the era when we used to have Jackass on television. Some of you will remember, some of you have never heard of it before. But there was a television show where guys would get together and just do incredibly stupid, dangerous things because they were jackasses. And the public loved it because it was all just mindless entertainment. How stupid can they be? What can they say? Can they hurt themselves? Are they going to put themselves in the hospital? Hey, how about a little blood here and there? That wouldn't be a bad idea either. That's all it was. It was senseless, mindless entertainment, which is what these live streams are. They're not hosted by people who know anything about sports. They don't care. I mean, a guy like Ross and what is this Neon or something, I guess, who's his sidekick, they don't know sports. They're not journalists. They're not sports broadcasters. What they are is agents provocateurs who basically want to get out there and do something so incredibly stupid, and they want to make sure they get as much attention as possible. Now, granted, what I'm doing here right now is something that I'm basically feeding into their nonsense because we're sitting here talking about it. And it's been the talk of sports for the last 24 hours as of this taping. Because not only Puka, first of all, starts talking about the officials in the NFL, which you're not supposed to do, and disparages them. He's going to get fined for that. And then, just to go ahead and connect the dots here, after the game between the Seahawks and the Rams, he gets on his phone and he tweets again, taking a shot at the officials. What in the hell is wrong with you? Are you stupid? Are you damaged? Are you brain-addled? Are you a knucklehead on parade here? I mean, you're a professional football player, and here, in the heat of a game, end of a game, whatever it is, you got time to get on your phone? Or in the locker room? Hey, put the damn phone down, cool off 15 minutes, 30 minutes or so. Don't become this emotional idiot who gets out there and has to say something on social media. I got to say something right away here because it's important and people are going to watch me and they're going to look at me and they're going to read me. It's stupid. It's unintelligent. But it is the way of social media today. It's what people do. As soon as something happens, they got to get on social media. And the celebrities do it too. And the athletes do it too. Puka's not the only one who's done this. A lot have done it in the last couple of years. It's this desire to be needed, wanted, talked about. But it's all for the wrong reasons. And then after he takes a shot at the NFL, he comes back later and gets involved in an anti-Semitic trope that was launched by this guy Ross. Look, let's leave this on the table again here. This guy Ross is a despicable human being because he's another guy who says, hey, I'm Jewish. I can tell Jewish jokes like this. It's not a big deal. Bullshit. It is a big deal. And you're not allowed. You don't get carte blanche. Especially what goes on in the world today with the heinous nature of crimes against people of the Jewish faith. And here you are mocking them. And here you are basically opening the door again to the possibility of violence against your own people. That makes you even twice as despicable. But he knew that Nacua didn't know anything about this gesture that he was going to make. So, hey, when you get in a touchdown dance, go ahead and do this. Nacua did it. He mocked it. He did exactly what he was told to do. And then he found out what it was. Now, granted, I said this before, and I'm willing to give him a break that he didn't know what he was getting involved in. And he basically just did what he was told, which is stupid number two, stupid squared, just to do it without having any knowledge whatsoever. Look, just because you're on a live stream with these idiots doesn't mean that you have to go ahead and copy them. I mean, think twice. Think of what you're doing. It's not harmless. It may not be harmless. So he gets no chops whatsoever for intelligence on this, not once, but twice, with the things he says. But let's get back to this whole live streaming idea. These clowns who hosted this live stream on a service called Kick, they're very popular. But they're not about sports. They're about idiocy. They're about jackassery. They're about making sure that all you do is click in. And we've gotten them a lot of clicks here. Me and everybody else. I mean, everybody's checking out the video. And really, if you're going to watch the video of this live stream, do me a favor. Put some kind of shielding on your head and make sure that your brain doesn't ooze out of your ears. Because it's some of the stupidest shit you'll ever want to see. But it's what the teens, the 20s, and even the 30s these days think is entertainment. Because they don't know what's going to happen. That's exactly what it is. Hey, look what's going to happen. Maybe something stupid will happen here and we can all get a laugh. I can put it up on X, I can put it up on Instagram, and everybody will watch and I'll be famous. This guy makes money doing this. Somehow, some way, he makes a buck doing it. And look, there are people who are going to say, well, Ed, you wish you had his listeners? No, I don't. No, I don't. I got smart listeners. I got smart viewers. I got people who understand the difference between talking about sports and basically mocking it, being anti-Semitic in it all, which is just heinous in all this. But how stupid can somebody be to get involved in something like this? The issue here is guys like Ross and his people on this show, whatever they call it, they have no responsibility. Look, he gets out there and he gets Nacua to talk about the refs and take a shot at the refs. Well, that's on Puka. That's not on me. I come off clean. Everybody talks about him, and they're talking about him being on my show. And oh yeah, by the way, let me get him to do something that's really, really heinous when it comes down to mocking the Jewish people. Let's get him to do it. I did it. Hey, I'm Jewish. I can get away with it. If he does it, it's his fault. And that's what this guy Ross is thinking. I have no responsibility. I don't give a shit about my reputation because my reputation is that of a clown, a really bad clown. So I'll go ahead and live it. Clicks will come in. I'll make money somehow, somewhere. Stupid sponsors are going to pay me stupid money to do this. And I'm going to go ahead and continue to make a living. It's ridiculous. There are really good, legit sports broadcasters out there in this space, in social media, and in live streaming. Earlier I mentioned guys like Dan Patrick, Mike Florio, two of the few shows that I listen to on Sirius XM because it's good, it's informative, it's intelligent. I give those guys a tremendous amount of chops. I've always liked Patrick. And Florio, he's arrogant at times, but guess what? He knows his way around the sports and he knows what he's talking about. See, that's why people come here. I've been doing this my entire adult life. I've covered sports. I know the athletes. I know the games. I know the owners. I know what goes on in and out. And I'm not here to make somebody look stupid. I'm not here to insult anybody. I'm not here to go ahead and do something that is frighteningly idiotic just for clicks. If you want to watch the show, watch the show. If you don't like it, and don't watch it. It's okay. But I'm not going to stoop to this sewer-dwelling level of these idiots on Kick and these moral morons like Ross and his buddies who go out there and basically just want to do it for the giggles and grins sake of getting as many clicks as we possibly can. It's not what we need, but we have it every day. Look, Stephen A. Smith is one of, if not the most popular individual on sports broadcast television today. The guy makes millions of dollars. He's now being looked at as a political pundit, which God knows I can't figure that one out. What he knows about politics would fit on the head of a pin, and you'd still have room left for the Grand Canyon. And when it comes down to Stephen A.'s takes, they're all hot takes. Is there a lot of intelligence in there? No. It's all just knee-jerk hot takes, spit it out, get it out there, say something outrageous, make sure that it'll fit on X, make sure that it'll fit on Twitter, make sure that it'll fit on Instagram, make sure it'll fit on YouTube, Facebook, anything else, any of these shows, because it's all about drawing attention to yourself. That's all he cares about. There's nothing he talks about that settles issues, that talks about them intelligently. That's the kind of audience we want. The audience that looks at Stephen A., hey, look at what Stephen A. said. It's real funny. Sometimes it's harmful. And sometimes it's not backed with any smarts whatsoever. I mean, here's a guy who just throws it off, knee-jerk, and that's what people want. Unfortunately, there is an era, and I said it earlier, the teens, the 20s, the 30s, maybe even the 40s, who seem to like that. And if you like it, go right ahead. But don't put a lot of salt in it. Don't call it intelligence. Don't call it discussing an issue. I mean, so many people are focusing here on the fact that Nacua talked about the officials, when in essence, the bigger problem was this anti-Semitic trope and this idea, this motion, this gesture that he made, without knowing anything about it whatsoever. Sports talk has become, in many ways, a sewer. Because you have these people who want to take advantage of the athletes, they want to take advantage of the incidents, they want to take advantage of the franchises, they take advantage of the people in order to promote themselves. It's something that you will never see here. It will never happen. Sure, I'll call somebody stupid. Hey, Puka, you were stupid. How do you be so stupid? You're a grown man. And you allowed yourself to basically be used and abused by these idiots, these morons, these cackling freaks, because all they wanted to do was draw attention to themselves and make you look bad. And they did that. Of course, then you had to come back after the game against the Seattle Seahawks, and you had to take another shot at the officials, which basically teaches us that you haven't learned a damn thing. You come out here and you get hammered for it, first of all, and then you go out and you get right on your phone again, and you got to go ahead and say something stupid again. It's unnecessary. We need to refocus. This is fun. This is sports talk. I mean, this is giggles and grins entertainment here. Look, we're talking about games. But at the same time, we're talking about serious issues. Because a lot of these players, a lot of these franchises, a lot of the fans are involved in very serious issues. So we talk about them. We bring them forward. We try to take a level of intelligence and make that work. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Look, there are people right now who are throwing things at the screen saying, oh, shut up, Berliner. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. This is all just fun and games. It's fun and games until somebody gets insulted or somebody gets hurt. And what this guy Ross did on this live stream, making fun of Jews, can be painful, can be hurtful, and can be damaging, because it will lead other people to think that they can go ahead and make fun of Jews, and they can laugh at them. And that's where it leads to violence, to negative ideas, to physical violence, to the social media that goes on. He's feeding it. And he likes it because it gets him clicks. So don't click on it. Don't watch it. Let somebody like me or Dan Patrick or Mike Florio or anybody else or Colin Cowherd, somebody to go ahead and explain it and talk about it logically, sensibly, without having to worry about the clicks. I don't care for the clicks. I do this because I enjoy it. That's what sports talk is. But athletes like Puka Nacua and others need to realize you're being used. And you have a lot of these morons who come in here and they claim to be sports journalists or they claim to be sports reporters. They're not. Look, one of the biggest things that happened was when professional sports teams, collegiate sports teams as well, started giving these podcasters press credentials. They go ahead, they spit into a mic, say something stupid, and all of a sudden they give them press credentials. Why? You need to revoke them. These guys, these gals need to be taken out of the press boxes right away because they're not there for a serious reason. They're not there to report anything of a serious nature. They're not there to look into the stories. They're there to basically create clickbait to make them famous. And they're using the athletes for it. So the athletes have to be aware of it. And look, if you're just a general person and you get involved in these things, you too can be made to look like a complete raging idiot only for the reason of clicks and clickbait. So there needs to be a thinking process of stopping the nonsense. But also, and this is the tough thing, we have to call it out. When things like this happen, we have to mention it because it's dangerous. It's insulting. It's not what the medium should be used for. Unfortunately, we can't stop anybody from doing it. We can't stop these mental moronic midgets from getting out there and saying something stupid, using somebody else. We can't stop it. It's up to you. It's up to the viewer. It's up to the listener. Because some of this stuff isn't funny. And it certainly doesn't, yeah, we make jokes every now and then here and there, but we don't look to do it in a hurtful or a spiteful way. There's a big difference between entertainment and hate. And that's what happened here. Don't downplay this for a minute. Look at what really happened and consider, with what's happening in the world today, how this clown Ross used it to his own advantage. And guys like Nacua, get smart. The bigger problem is here that when you have these idiots who are out there pretending to be reporters, and they're not, they basically do stupid things like this, and the athletes don't want to talk to the serious journalists like myself. They don't want to do the interviews. They don't want to get on the phone. They don't want to talk about it. Some of them do because they want to be seen as preening idiots, but they don't want to talk to us. It hurts our profession. I know you don't care, because as long as you get your information, that's all that happens. That's why a lot of the information is biased. But the athletes don't even want to deal with this, and I can't blame them. I can't blame them at all, because it's where we are right now in our societal media landscape, in that maybe they shouldn't trust us. Maybe we can still talk about these issues. Maybe the athletes just need to walk away from us, because it's people like Ross and the others who have ruined it for everybody. So my job is not here to drive you to see the video. You can if you want. Sure, educate yourself. But realize these people are not sports reporters. They're not sports broadcasters. They're not sports smart. They're only looking to do it for their own ego. They're looking to do it for money. They're looking to do it for fame. They're looking to do it for social media clicks and clickbait. And if you want to be a part of it, that's your decision. I just think that there's a more intelligent audience out there that doesn't want to be used like this and doesn't want to be shown such raging hate just for the purpose of a click.
Ed Berliner, the fastest show in sports.